The objective of this trim postal pallet job is to remove the frame from the pallet after it is formed. The equipment used includes a thermoform machine, a conveyor, a rotating trim table, a rack for frames, a cooling rack with stationary rails so the parts won't curl, a stack of completed pallets, 20 to 25 parts. The top height is 55 inches. Some parts are stacked up to 8 feet high. A trash can for debris from pallets. Fans. The materials used include a pallet with frame, a postal pallet with the frame removed. The personal protective equipment included hearing protection, safety shoes, safety glasses, a heat stress management plan. The work environment is an inside work environment with heat, which is rarely used because the machines keep the building warm. In the summer, temperatures can rise to 110 degrees Fahrenheit at certain machines. The floor is slippery due to the waste debris from the pallet on the floor. Changes in worker gait were observed due to slippery floor surface. Airlines on the floor are a potential trip hazard. The workers observed were 5 feet 8 inches, 6 feet, and 5 feet 4 inches tall. The work methods for trimming the observed part include: lift the pallet from the conveyor, carry the pallet to the rotating work table, position the pallet on the rotating work table, drill 9 holes in the pallet base using the air-powered drill, use the air gun to blow debris off of the pallet. Use the hand torch to burn each hole. Flip the pallet over on the work table. Use the router to trim and separate the frame from the pallet. Rotate the work table while using the router. Use the rasp tool to round the pallet edges. Rotate the work table while using the rasp tool. Lift and carry the picture frame to the rack. Position the picture frame on the rack. Flip the pallet over on the work table. Use the air gun to remove debris from the pallet and the work area. Lift and carry the hot part from the work table to the cooling rack. Walk to the conveyor. Lift and carry a cooled pallet. Flip and position a cooled pallet on the stack of pallets. There were several ergonomic risk factors observed for the trim postal pallet position. Repeated and sustained exertions were rated as a high pace. Hands were in constant, rapid, steady motion and exertion to carry and trim the postal pallet. Work is machine-paced 24/7, with pauses when walking between different work equipment. Sustained exertions were observed and included continuous standing. Forceful exertions were required to lift, carry, and position the pallet. Drill holes using the air-powered drill. Blow debris using the air gun. Use the blowtorch to burn the drilled holes. Remove the frame from the pallet using the router. Round the edges of the pallet using the rasp tool. Awkward postures were observed and include torso flexion, elevated and extended arms when using the drill. Torso flexion to position the pallet in the lower level of the cooling rack. Extended arms while using the router to trim the pallet and remove the frame. torso flexion and extended arms while using the rasp tool to round the pallet edges, torso flexion and extended reach to get the pallet from the conveyor, elevated arm, forearm pronation, and wrist deviation when using the torch. The mechanical or localized contact stress observed was contact stress between the hand and the edges of the pallet, and contact stress between the torso and the edges of the conveyor and tables. The recommendations for the trim postal pallet job include: consider using adjustable height lift tables for the stack of completed pallets to decrease forceful exertions and awkward postures. Investigate using carts to transport the pallet and/or frame to decrease forceful exertions and awkward postures. Consider using an adjustable height rack for the picture frames to reduce forceful exertions and awkward postures. Consider using overhead drops for the airlines to reduce trip hazards in the work area. Consider adding padding to the conveyor edges and exit table to decrease contact stress. Consider adding another cooling rack closer to the observed 6-foot worker to decrease the walking required, or repositioning one of the racks. Coach workers to wait for the pallet to exit the conveyor onto the table to decrease posture stress.